Anyway, go on.
Okay. Julia, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Bridge.
Bridge. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know how to play bridge. That is a popular card game, right? Ken, any idea?
It's a card game. Yeah.
I think it's pretty popular.
I don't know how to play it. With the older generation, right?
Yeah. We all know we got to build back better. Got to build those bridges. Infrastructure is important. And get together and play some cards.
You went all over it with that. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And unfortunately, this week we watched Justin Bieber, Never Say Never.
Never. Never say it. Never say we won't watch this, because we did.
Uh-huh.
Fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you watch things on YouTube, it lets you watch it at more than 1 times the speed.
Oh,
so if
what?
you're
This
trying to
was on
get
YouTube?
through something a little quicker,
God damn
you
it.
can just change that setting and basically half your viewing time. Unrelated to
wish there
this
was a way
completely.
No, yeah, and completely unrelated to this. I wish there was a way when something is a half biopic, half just concert movie, that you could just skip the concert parts.
Yes, yeah.
But no, I couldn't figure out how to do that either.
Yeah, like the entire last 15 minutes of it, we're just like, oh, this is just the concert. They're not even like talking or interviewing people anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
5
No,
songs
completely
back to
unrelated,
back.
but
Yeah. Not for this though. I love this.
no. Just in general.
Yeah.
This comes up a lot.
Let's bring in our guest. She's sitting right next to me. It's Julia Sullivan.
Whoa.
Hi, guys.
We figured it out.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm sure this will be the last time, so I'm going to try to
That's
soak
right.
up every moment.
Julia, you beat me to it. I was going to ask you, how's it feel to be on the last episode of the show?
It feels great, and I'm ready to fight, so let's
great.
go.
I was going to ask you, why do you hate us?
Has
what
that
did
not
we
been our
do?
entire relationship?
I guess.
No,
I guess
I'm
so.
just kidding. No, I thought the thought of you having to Google Justin Bieber facts can really make me laugh. So I hope you learned something.
Yeah, we'll all learn some stuff later, although you probably already know all this. Are you a big Justin Bieber fan? Is that why you chose this?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
You're a believer?
Why did I choose this? I identify as a believer. Why
That's
did I
something I
choose
learned.
that? I don't know.
What did you
I feel like I just got a real kick out of this movie when it came out. I've seen this movie upwards of 5 times.
Wow.
What?
In theaters, no less. It's just fun. You had to be there. 2010, 2011. It was a vibe then for sure. So.
Did you see this in 3D?
No, I didn't see it in 3D, unfortunately, but
It's never too late.
never say never.
Never say never.
Yeah. So
I did Google to see if this was on like a streaming platform, so I wouldn't actually have to spend my hard-earned money on
You did.
watching a thing I'm not interested in. And one of the first results though was like, how do I watch this? And the response was like, go to the theater. I was like,
Right.
yeah, okay. So I clicked on an old link, like, thanks guy,
funny.
who responds
Yeah.
to a random question like
I
that.
thought one of the responses was going to be, you don't.
Don't
don't.
do it. Yeah.
Was that?
I didn't even pay for it this time. I watched it on 123 Movies, and that is illegal. But
Should have checked that.
pirated. We do. I mean, we own the DVD at my parents' house. So I figured it was fine for me to. I've already given Justin Bieber enough money for this movie, so
I spent
spend the $2.99, yeah.
my Google Play Store credits that I've received from
I'm
like
so sorry.
surveys on it.
Wow.
Well, it's technically still free, I guess.
Why?
Not my
that's
actual
true.
money, but
Was that just to take advantage of the fast forwarding effect?
yeah, I did see it was on YouTube, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm going to use that playback speed,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
we're going to pop this up to 1.5 times. Which
Okay.
makes all the songs very fun to listen to too.
Really?
when they're sped up and they kind of like are pitched a bit higher. Or, yeah,
Even higher? Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
Pitch even higher.
If you can believe it.
If you can
I can believe it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken. How'd you watch this?
Oh, I acquired it through very legal means, per usual. So
So it was on your Plex server, so I should have just checked there.
as of
that right?
yesterday, at least. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How does Plex still
know
not
when you
have
watched
that? Their player does not let you watch at 1.5 times, or like every other thing does. And Netflix.
Yeah, I feel like it should,
YouTube.
right? Like every podcast app does. I feel like Plex
Yeah.
should. It's basically podcasts, but for video. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, it's
that's
just a
not
player
real.
thing.
But yeah,
I guess
feel like
Amazon
it should,
doesn't have
right?
it. They're still behind. Yeah. There's been certain Amazon shows I'm like, yeah, okay, well, let's just get through this.
Right.
I'm going to watch this on like an increased speed or something.
I never think to do that. I'm always like, okay, time for me to be on my phone while this is playing.
Yeah,
like I never think to speed it up. That's smart.
Do you guys listen to podcasts at high speeds as well?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I never think
No?
to.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, no, I never think. I don't know. I just suffer. Like, I don't know why I don't think to these things. We have the technology. I don't know why I'm not doing it.
My attention span or something has just been destroyed over the past couple of years or something like that.
For
Now
sure.
that I just don't have patience. There are certain shows that, I do have an interest in watching this, but kind of not I'm just watching it to have watched it. And so those shows, I'm like, yeah, 1.25 the speed, whatever.
Totally.
But I get that, like, as a comedy fan, I should not be doing this because comedy is all about timing.
And there's
Nailed
comedy
it.
in Justin Bieber Never Say Never. So,
Is there?
yeah, some of the...
Yeah. There is some comedy. I wrote down a line. Justin Bieber at one point is talking to some lady who I never quite figured out who she was.
You weren't paying attention.
Mama
I was
Jan?
paying immense attention. Yeah, I think that's actually who it was. And he's looking in the mirror. He's like, "Can you give me a razor?" And
Yes.
Mama Jan just looks at him and just says, "Are you serious?" And that was very funny to me.
That was a funny moment. Some of the worst basketball playing you've ever seen. Hilarious.
Yeah.
When he's on top, when he's like in the heart thing playing in the guitar and like they pan down to the audience and it's like all these young girls and then his just like huge security guard just in the middle of them looking up at him serenading these young girls. Oh my gosh, so many moments, you guys.
Was the security guy there in case he like fell? He's gonna like
I
catch
think
him.
so, I guess. But like
What?
just a sea of young girls in purple t-shirts and then
It,
a huge guy.
it was eye-opening watching it and comparing it to Beatlemania, where he
Yes.
is like being attacked, basically
Completely.
like chased down on his Segway and like
Yep.
falls over, and they're like, yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
they were
really
losing their
wild.
mind.
Yeah, I mean, separately from the Bieber story himself, I also think it's just like, not to get scholarly on you guys, but
Please.
it's like a very cool look into like, he hit that like perfect window in social media, like the rise of YouTube
Yeah.
and Twitter, like where now it's like a dime a dozen people are like singing on YouTube, but
Yeah,
like
back
he
then.
really hit it somehow. And I just think that's really fascinating how that like moved and like building a following online.
yeah.
Like, and he was by himself, like for Beatlemania too, like you saw it, you know, with NSYNC and One Direction and whatever, but like those were like multiple people, like that's a band that like was put together or like there's some machine behind it. And like
Yeah.
for just this one person to like cause this chaos
Yeah.
like everywhere he goes is crazy.
I did think that was pretty interesting. If
Yeah.
it could have just been that and not any of his music, I think this would have
Okay,
been much more
bops,
enjoyable.
all of them. I don't know what you're talking about.
I had
yeah,
heard
no, I think that's
one
fair.
song, and it was the very last song that was played in this
Baby.
movie.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. That's the one
Yep.
I was like,
Same.
oh, I think
Okay.
I've heard that song before. Yep.
You think you've heard that song before. Okay. The most disliked video on YouTube? You haven't heard that song before? Okay.
Is that true?
Anyway, I think so,
Oh, I
yeah.
hope
Or it
it's
was
true.
at one point. I don't
Oh,
know
that's
if
great.
it is anymore, but
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Emily likes to play a game with me where if any pop song is on or radio or whatever
Yeah.
place, she's like, do you know who sings this? And I take a wild stab in the dark. She's like, absolutely not. No, you're way off. It's like, I don't know.
Well, now you're very familiar with the Justin Bieber catalog. The
yeah,
old Justin
yeah, I don't
Bieber.
know.
Old Justin Bieber. Like, yeah. We have to set this up that this is 2010, like I said, filmed. This is hair swoop Justin Bieber. This is pre-drugs. This is pre-pissing in a bucket. This is pre-illegal animals.
Whoa.
This is pre all of those things.
It is, yeah.
Where was
it is
that
kind
in
of
this
a,
documentary? I want to see that.
That's
we
why
haven't.
watch
He
that.
hasn't gotten there
He's
yet.
too
Yeah,
young.
you need the sequel. Never say never again.
I did, yeah. That is an interesting juxtaposition to know what he's turned into
Yes.
from this
It's fascinating.
innocent child. I did another part. I know we're already in it.
I'm sorry. Jumped ahead.
But a place that made me laugh, if we are talking about hilarity, was his like manager / stylist. I
Yes.
forget his full title.
Ryan Good.
Yes.
Is this the guy
Again.
with the crazy spiky
The
hair?
crazy hair.
Yeah. That so they're backstage at some arena, and he's got his like circle of his posse and his team, and the stylist is getting everybody so hyped because he's about to go on, and then just quickly goes, and now for a prayer. And just like brings all the energy back down. It's like, maybe flip those things.
Yeah.
Maybe do the prayer and then hype everybody
They
up.
do love to pray.
Yeah.
They love a prayer.
Yeah.
I'm jumping way ahead, but it is what it is. At one point, Justin Bieber has a throat inflammation or infection or something going on right before
most dramatic part.
The climax of the movie.
Yes. Right before his big Madison Square Garden show. And they tell him like not to talk at all until like they do that huge hype up thing right before the show. And he's just like screaming. And I'm like, well, shouldn't you not be doing that here as well? I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
That was a like basically getting a talking to from that like mother figure of him being like, well, I don't want to cancel the show, and
Right.
them having to be like,
She's very
well,
stern.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's either you cancel this one show or then we have to like ruin the entire tour.
Right.
And
right.
even the doctor talking to like the agent, the doctor's like, well, yeah, at whatever age, there's a professionalism and you got to put your
Right.
It's like, all right, dude, he's not even around here. You could like relax.
Totally.
Like you're talking to fellow adults, not him.
They
Like,
get
Yeah.
it.
They get it. You don't have to convince them.
Right, completely.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's the climax of the movie. It's so dramatic. Will he be able to sing at Madison Square Garden? He sold it out. He's 16.
Spoilers, he does.
He does.
Because they wouldn't have
a
noticed.
magical
That he
moment.
might not, but
Yeah.
it
What a
happened.
turn of the
Can you
documentary would that
imagine?
be?
It just goes like the screen just goes black. It's like, he
and he
never
had to
made
cancel
it.
the show. Credits.
Didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, all the guest stars he brought just performed a concert together, and I'm sure people would have been equally as happy with that to see.
I mean, there were
we
so
got to
many
talk about the
guest stars that showed
cameos,
up.
you guys. The cameos.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Willow Smith. Am I
No,
right in that?
Jaden.
Jaden Smith.
Smith.
Ludacris.
Ludacris, Usher, Snoop Dogg, Boys to Men,
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Who
That-
else?
was that-
Sean Kingston.
Was that Boys to Men
Yeah,
backing
in
him
the
up? That's who that
opener.
was?
Yes, backing him up,
Wow.
doing backup vocals.
Yeah.
I must have, I don't remember seeing who that was.
Yeah.
And then that's why, okay, that makes sense because he was like, it's an honor to perform with you guys.
They're in the back.
I wonder how
These are
they
like
felt about
8-year-old
doing that.
girls. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Never Say Never, the remixes, the album is like the features for his, I think it's like his second or third studio album, but it's like, it's all those people on the tracks. Like they didn't just come out for the, like Boyz II Men, Usher, Kanye is on one of the songs. Like,
Dang.
like how did they do this? I don't know. Chris Brown, who
That's
was like
crazy.
huge at that time. Like, it's wild how they like had people co-sign. I forgot Snoop Dogg was in it too. It was like Snoop sat
Yeah.
down for this,
Yeah.
and they took like a 2-second.
Yeah,
like,
you barely,
clip.
you see him
He's
like
not
walk in
it, like,
and then
at
it
all.
cuts
Yeah,
away.
he has like a funny one-liner, and then it's like we'll never see him again. Like why was he there? Yeah, no, it's wild. It's really wild. And then
Yeah.
of course, he who must not be named, Scooter Braun.
Who's
Classic
that?
huge asshole. That's his manager.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Yes, he's the one
Please,
who.
please school us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any of this.
Yeah.
So Scooter Braun is the one who bought Taylor Swift's whole catalog, which is why she's re-recording all her songs.
oh,
Yeah.
dang.
So yeah, and he's also like just a huge asshole. Like he managed like Ariana Grande for a while and like Demi Lovato, and was just like very shitty to them. But the Taylor Swift thing is the big to do with Scooter Braun.
Gotcha. Is he the guy that like found him
So yeah,
on YouTube?
right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So he got lucky too. He just like
Yeah.
found this kid and then is just like a shitty manager.
Which, yeah, that was quite a interesting, what do they call him, where it's just him and the camera, like talking to
Yeah.
that interview part where, like, if you take a step back, like he's talking about discovering Justin, and it's like, really what you did was found a 12-year-old boy on the internet
Right.
and took an interest in him.
Yeah. It's kind of weird if you set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can we just acknowledge that that's a little strange?
Totally. Yeah. Very weird. very weird. And his mom being like, can you stop calling like my family members that you like found online, like trying to get in contact with us? Like, how weird. How weird.
Yeah.
But it all worked out. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank
you
God.
guys.
I mean, he does. He thanks God a lot throughout the
He
documentary.
really
He
does.
does.
He really does.
Sure does.
Should we do a quick prayer in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Absolutely.
Just to, maybe to wrap
Absolutely.
up. Maybe
Please
to wrap
lead
up.
it.
We'll,
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I did appreciate that there was like, I can always appreciate an artist that tries to reach out like directly to the fans and thank them and stuff like that. It was very cool when they did walk around to like people waiting in line or finding out like people are waiting outside hoping that they get a ticket and they're like, well, guess what? You're front row now. And they like freak out and just cry immediately. It's like, that is.
There's so much crying in this movie.
Yes.
So many girls crying.
When they
it's
bring
wild.
the one less lonely girl.
The
up
one
on
less
the
lonely
stage.
girl. Yes.
That was
Iconic.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. My mom and I saw him in concert like probably 2017, 2016. And he's like
20 times.
no, sorry. No.
Not yet.
Can you imagine?
There's still
Can you
time.
imagine? Yeah, there's still time. But
Never say
he
never.
like fully never say never. He had fully like moved on from that like image, and people were so upset that he didn't do the one less lonely girl. But it's like we're like years and several albums later, but people were like, "What the hell?" And we're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. People were upset.
What was the thing that, and maybe this is too many to name, that like, I feel like he misbehaved at one point a few years ago and everybody lost their minds of like, how could he? What was that?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think it was like a couple incidences, but he like has opened up since that he was like an addict essentially, like as a older teen, like young 20s. So like that was, I think there were some like car incidents. The animals that I previously mentioned, he had these like illegal, I think it was a monkey that he had like on the tour bus that was illegal. Just like generally acting shitty. I don't know if there was like a incident that really like.
Yeah, I thought I remember it's something to do
Broke
with
it.
like he vandalized a neighbor's house or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Was that just like
Sure.
the classic like
it's just adding to his
TP?
rap sheet of him just being a dick.
Yeah. And then coming out that like making some statement of like, I took a step back and I found
Right.
Jesus again and now I'm back
He's
to being
born
religious
again.
boy. Yeah.
Yep. He's religious boy again. Yes. But like it's very sexual songs. Like somehow that's like
That's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
But listen, gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta sell at Madison Square Garden on the
Yeah,
first leg of your tour.
That is insane. I
a
did.
solo artist.
I also took some. I don't know that I agree with the opening of this movie where it was like the world's most famous stage. I was like,
Right,
that's
right.
a freaking hockey arena. That's not the
It's
most
true.
like. It's a
Yeah.
cool place,
Yeah.
and that is a big achievement of selling it out. But I think like. Isn't like Wimbledon way better? Like there's bigger arenas in the world.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
maybe
Good
yes,
point.
in the continental North America, it's up there. But
In
like
2010, CJ, that was it.
that was it. Okay.
Look
That's
how far
it.
we've come in 12 years. No, yeah, I think that's totally valid. And also, like, can't they change the size of Madison Square Garden? Like, they
Probably,
can cut
yeah.
off like certain pieces.
Yeah, it's a
of
big
it.
circle. So you probably are just saying like, you
Yeah.
know, all this
Right.
back half is where
It's
the
just the
stage
back
is.
half.
So
Right.
Right.
But we're assuming he went all in, did the full thing, sold
that
out.
would be more impressive if he kept like just a circle stage and
Yeah.
did acknowledge everybody around
Right.
the arena.
Right.
I think it'd be more impressive if he didn't and they knew that you could buy seats behind the stage that you couldn't see anything and still sold it out.
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
How far can he push it? I think he should think about Justin. Think about that if you're listening.
And we
You're
know
gonna
you
get.
are.
I think if you like hashtag this with Justin Bieber and
Oh,
even Taylor
God.
Swift that we mentioned, you're gonna get so much engagement.
But probably bad. Like if they took the time to listen, they might not appreciate what we're having to say, but maybe.
Well,
Oh, no, of course not. Yeah.
But hey,
Wait till
you're
we get
right.
to
That would be
ratings.
fun. Let's
yeah,
do it.
all publicity is good publicity.
We're going to do
guys.
it. Yeah.
True. Yeah. I'll do that for sure. I'll tag him. Hashtag
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Hashtag Belieber.
At Bieber.
Also, like crazy how many instruments he can play. Like he's a very talented dude.
I
Like,
did not know that. That was a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not know he like was a very good drummer at an early age.
At
That
like
is
2 years
impressive.
old. Crazy.
I didn't know he could play guitar. I think they mentioned at one point he plays
Piano,
trumpet too.
trumpet,
What's that about?
Hey, what are we
know.
trying to say about trumpet players? They're cool.
That was not featured in the movie, so I don't know if that's
No,
That
I
would
would
be-
play
but
at all.
yeah.
That'd be incredible if he's like, all right, and for this next song, it
Trumpet
takes
solo.
out
Whips it out.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
I can't see
love
horns
that.
in any of his songs.
No.
So, I don't know.
No, it's very like just a DJ vibe,
Yeah.
like in the
I
background.
can't wait until he's like 50 and just switches over to like jazz music and then starts playing the trumpet more.
Like, yeah, an
be pretty
acoustic tour only.
Yeah,
or
he'll
he's
do
just sitting
baby
on a stool.
acoustically on the trumpet.
Burr, 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 burr.
Exactly. These
Yeah.
are pay you guys for those ideas. Those are great.
seriously,
No,
get
we
at
should
us.
do that. Well, it sounds like you guys do appreciate Justin Bieber a little bit more. So
Maybe a tiny bit. Yeah. So
mission accomplished. I did it.
Yeah.
Just it's my life's mission, converting more believers. So one person
Fair.
at a time. Yeah, it's a tough job,
Okay.
I did
Someone's gotta do
have
it.
really, they do. They really do.
in high school, I definitely did have the like Bieber swoop hair.
The hair.
You did.
But
Yeah.
I did. I want to say it was before he was big. I had no idea who this person was, and then he
Yeah.
got popular, and then
CJ,
everybody's like, "Oh, you have the Bieber cut." I
Don't
was like,
pretend.
"Oh,
I
no,
remember
had it
when
for
you would
years."
open your locker and the picture was right there next to a mirror.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You were just trying
Now
to
we're getting
copy
into it.
I know.
and my like dry shampoo or whatever you put in it. I don't even know.
Yeah. The hair was
yeah.
great. It's wild how like iconic that became. I mean, he didn't
Yeah.
invent that haircut.
No,
but, like,
it was
No.
big back
It's
then.
crazy. Very lax bro. Like
Yeah.
the flow. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of like, I also equate it with a lot of like scene and emo bands, like the front men of all
Yeah.
the like Fall Out
Yep,
Boy and
yep.
stuff. Or it's like, oh yeah, all of them had the swoopy hair.
Yeah. And now they're like, you got the Justin Bieber haircut. I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
Yeah. They're like, no, I've had this for a decade.
Appropriated
Yeah.
our hair.
Yeah, exactly.
We're already sad inside. You can't take this from us.
Totally. Let them have one thing. Oh, did you like when the girl was playing the violin in front of the theater?
Yeah. That he said he used
That
to,
was
like, hang
totally
on it.
not set up at all and completely natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Justin Bieber?
Yeah, it took her a second. She
Yeah.
seemed very startled that all of a sudden
Right.
she looked up and
Well,
a boy
he was just
like,
standing there right in front of
He
her.
was just-
like
yeah.
a foot away.
Smiling.
Yeah.
It was
So
weird.
goofy. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
Crossed arms negative. You got to be an open brace. You can't
Yeah.
just stand like
Right.
this looking disgruntled with his hood up.
Totally. And he's like, here's $1. And
Yeah.
like, okay, you just sold out your
Thanks.
entire tour. Like, what?
Right.
But anyways, also his clothes are insane. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if that like was the time, but like the hats and the belt, like the belt on pants that are so saggy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
his
wearing
underwear
So
goes out.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
I mean, that
time.
definitely was a fashion like trend, I guess, for a while, but
Yeah.
he really committed to that.
It was fun to see him try to run away from fans while like
Yeah,
his
pulling
pants
up his
were at his knees.
Yes, 100%. And then he's like in the dressing room or whatever, getting ready for the show. And they're like, his stylist hype man, whatever,
Yeah.
is like strategically being like, okay, and you'll wear the hoodie under that jacket. And it's like, what? And
Yeah.
they're like, and then you'll take it off for one less lonely girl. And it's like,
Okay.
all these layers
Yeah.
of clothes. Like,
Nobody cares about this but
no
you,
one
my guy.
cares. Yeah. And it's like it's not a intricate look that's like,
Yeah, no.
you know, it's not Beyonce doing outfit changes. It's literally him taking off like a zip up hoodie
Yeah.
throughout the show. But
Yeah,
it's
they
goofy.
they took like 5 minutes of the documentary just to talk about the color purple.
Yes.
Of like, and then I had this idea that
Yeah.
purple's kind of cool. and then
And guess what? He hasn't worn purple since. So I don't know what happened to purple.
Really?
But like, no, not at all. You
Yeah, it
won't
was such
find
a
purple
big deal
anywhere.
on this one.
It was a
Yeah.
huge
Like,
deal.
I'm assuming Grandpa wore like a purple polo at one point. I don't think it was
Right.
his grandpa. I don't know who that guy was, but
It is his grandpa, yes.
yeah.
Is
You
was
guys
his
don't know.
grandpa?
Do we need to go through who the people are?
The cast is.
The
yeah.
cast and crew. Yeah.
Do you know who the first grip was by any chance? I really liked his work. Or the best boy.
The best boy.
Yeah, he says it's his favorite color at one point, and then it's like we never hear about it again or whatever. Oh, and then sorry, that was the style thing I wanted. He's wearing a short sleeve button up shirt with like a plaid kind of pattern,
right,
and has to point out there's like, my agent turned me onto these kind of shirts.
Yeah.
I would have never worn this if it was except for, and it pans over and he's wearing the same like
totally, and it's like a shirt from Old Navy.
Yeah.
It's like nothing interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like,
so
that is a
boring.
normal
shirt. Yeah.
It's so goofy. Yeah. And then not to switch from style, but I also thought it was so funny when they like want him to do like a tour of his hometown and like his grandparents' home, and like his friends absolutely hate him. You can tell they like have nothing nice to say. The dad that coached him in soccer was like, he never passed the ball was his like comment. It's like okay, this is a movie about this boy. Like, can you say something nice? He's like, he's my son's friend, and he was terrible to coach.
Just stating facts.
Yeah, and they're
He's
just
my
like,
son's
okay.
friend.
Yeah. He's like
team.
shaking his head, like trying to be nice about it, but yeah, exactly.
He is from here. He was born at this year. It's like, okay, but like, how do you feel about it? Like, no.
Right.
I was the coach.
My
played
favorite
soccer.
moments were his, like, I'm assuming elementary school teacher talking about him and just being so disconnected from anything that he does.
Totally.
The best.
Not keeping up with him at all or anything.
He signed his locker, but our diligent staff removed it, thinking it was graffiti. Yeah. It's so good.
And she's like, yeah, I'm talking to Usher. I don't know who that is. Like, what? Okay, you didn't need to say that in the documentary.
Much.
They featured
Why?
her so much.
Yeah.
Just a
funny.
Canadian sweet hometown person. And then it was all like, also like at some point it kind of got offensive that people were like, he was just a regular run of the mill, nothing special kid. Like, you know, it's like he was just like us. And now look, you know, it's like he was nobody. And like,
this should not have happened to him.
yeah, truly. It was
He
so
was
much that
dirt.
was like, this was insane and will never happen again. But yeah, it was so goofy. Like
Nobody
at some
from
point,
here
you're like,
matters.
Yeah, you're like, well, what? They're like, I guess he was talented, but in general, he was pretty like boring and like just a normal kid, a regular old douchey 12-year-old that made
Ball hog.
videos. Yeah, ball
Definitely
hog.
douchey. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's find out how much you guys really do know about Justin Bieber, because it's time for.
Hey, did you know that?
That's right. For new listeners, this is the part of the show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. Julia, CJ, are you two ready?
We're ready.
I'm ready to get my butt kicked.
Yeah, probably.
I think I'm going to
sure.
embarrassingly know nothing about him.
Well, let's see.
Name 3 songs of his. Shoot.
Name 2 songs of his.
Shoot.
Could you name 2 songs from the movie? Not
I mean,
Baby.
we've already said 2 on this podcast.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
really?
True.
My mind is only going to Baby. I honestly don't know if I can name another one.
Okay.
One Less Lonely Girl is the only one that comes to mind. That's all I know now.
We'll take it.
I did not know that was the name of the song.
I'm assuming that's the name. That's the name, right?
That is, yeah.
It's got to be.
Yes.
Well,
it is.
Ken wins that question then. Ken,
Yeah.
you get a point.
All right, I'll take the point. Thank you.
Good work, Ken.
Real first question. This is the highest grossing music concert film since what year?
Oh.
This is a thinker.
2002. I don't know.
Okay.
Say maybe I'm gonna go back. Maybe it's some like big '80s band, like '86.
CJ gets the point off to the lead.
Whoa.
1984. I don't know what the
Dang.
movies are, but yeah.
Cool. Also directed by John Chu. Can we talk about that for a second? Of Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, dang!
Yeah.
Did not know
What?
that.
Whoa.
Legit. This doc is legit.
I guess so.
Well, they tried. They really
did try.
tried.
They tried very
They
hard.
really
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really tried. But you can take it up with John Chu that you didn't like. Was it the opening you didn't like? What? Oh,
The
yeah.
title card that said
right,
that.
the title card.
Madison
the
Square
whole
Garden.
thing?
Yeah.
The whole,
Yeah.
but specifically the title card.
All right. Next question. Either of you might just know this, so whoever shouts out the correct answer first gets it. If not, just closest. Within how many minutes did Justin Bieber sell out Madison Square Garden?
Oh, it was like
How many minutes? They said less than 2 days.
I thought it was like they said like 2 hours or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a matter
Okay.
of hours.
I'll say 90 minutes.
Okay.
I think it was just over 2 hours.
Julia gets the point, but it was they said 22 minutes in the movie.
22
Jeez.
minutes.
Yeah.
The 2. Wow. That is insane.
The 2-day thing, I think, was for the entire
For the tour,
or
yeah,
something
now
like
that I'm
Tour.
thinking about that. Okay, so you guys did watch this movie. All right, cool. At
We did
1.5
watch
speed, but you watched
Yep.
it. And I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
sure
Okay,
did.
cool. Good work, JB.
All right, we're all tied. We all have a point on the board.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
It is cool.
In what year was Justin signed to his first label?
Oh,
When was he big?
2008.
High school? Yeah, 2000. Yeah, probably that's a good answer. 2006.
2008 is correct.
Dang.
Wow. Shot in the dark.
It wasn't
Nailed
discovered
it.
till 2007.
Just right up there.
2007,
Up on it,
signed
CJ.
in 2008, sold out Madison Square Garden in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty
wild.
good.
Yeah,
Pretty quick.
pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good.
Just saying. I mean, no. I mean, the hype was there. If you the amount of like thought that would have to go into like the look of this person and like trying to sell them, and then what they actually came up with was this like terrible hair and these like goofy ass outfits, like, and they ate it up and they were like, "Purple's what we're doing? Okay, I'm on board."
I want 20 layers on him at all times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how is he not dripping
Continuously
sweat?
peeling them off.
He
Yeah.
is
No, he
very
must have been in great
sweaty.
shape, for honest. Yeah, he wasn't like beat red or anything while he's doing all
Yeah,
this.
but he's
at the
also
end he
16.
was,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. And then Usher making him drink that like gross protein smoothie, and he's like being such a baby about it and like suffering through. Like,
He said it tastes like dinosaur pee.
Yeah.
Was a line.
yeah,
that's great.
comedy in this movie.
Well, speaking of its age, how old was he when he was signed to his first label?
Oh man, I have no idea. 15?
I'll say 14. Just I think you might be right, CJ.
Julie gets the point. It's 13.
Dang.
13.
He was a baby.
Whoa.
He was literally a baby.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, he walked so Shawn Mendes could run.
All right. How much did this movie gross worldwide in millions of dollars?
Wow.
So they didn't hit billion, huh? Surprising.
Did not hit billion.
Well, I know I was at least half of it, so I'll say 50 million. I don't know.
Oh, I'm going like 400 million or something like that. Something absurd.
I think parents will buy tickets only so many times for little girls.
Yeah.
I don't
Julia's
know why.
closest, but you were under. It was 98 million,
Ooh, okay.
which I
I
think is a lot.
underestimated him.
I have no
Yeah.
idea, but
It's a lot of money.
Is it?
yeah.
What's like a Marvel like?
Oh, billions.
Yeah,
these
right?
Days, yeah.
So,
like Fast and Furious, I think are hitting billions.
Yeah.
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 It's probably a limited age group that are going to these where it's like everybody in
And
the world is
me.
going. Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah. No, you're included there.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
What are the points looking like?
I'm ahead. I think.
Yeah. 4-1.
Just out of sheer luck, but I'll take it.
Okay. Well, this is the final question. I'm pretty sure we already know the outcome of this, but what is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Closest without going over. For those who don't know, this is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Julia, since you're in the lead, you go first.
Oh, geez. I'll say up top that I don't agree with this, but I'll say it got 23%.
Dang.
Okay.
I like audience. It's probably 100 or something like that. 'Cause
Right.
people are just like any fan is spamming to get the rating up. But critics, it gets a point for being a documentary. Like they did the work, they put it in. It wasn't like it was
It is a
shot
film.
terribly or something like that. Yeah, maybe like a 72. I think it's probably pretty up
Whoa.
there. Yeah.
CJ, you get the point. It was 65%.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
It's not too
Again,
bad.
me underestimating. Yeah. I mean, we've said it already, but they threw everything at this thing to make
Yeah.
it. Yeah. The
Yeah.
cameos.
I mean, it is
the direction.
star-studded.
Yeah.
It's
It's inspirational.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's just the content.
Wow, I'll take that as a compliment, Ken. That's I never thought I would hear that from
Hard
you.
to watch.
Yeah. Okay, I really thought you guys were gonna rip into this more.
But Julia, that makes you our winner.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That would have been
I
sad
think
if
we're
I
all
lost.
shocked that you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I truly almost didn't. I was just guessing. So, but
Numbers game.
Well, what do you guys
Yeah.
think the audience score was on Rotten Tomatoes for this?
It's got to be probably 90s, I would assume.
Yeah.
He has such a wide fan base that even people that have not watched it are probably going to rate it or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, 92 or something obscene.
Okay.
yeah.
65 again. It's the same.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Well, as many fans as he has haters as well. So, yeah,
I think
believe
that's
it.
what's bringing it down. Is people
100%, yeah.
viscerally are like, oh,
Shitting
it's just a
on it.
Bieber movie? No.
I did. Oh man! Again, this would have been an entirely different documentary, though. If they kept cutting to social media and that when he had to cancel that show, it was all the DMs of I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
But there probably was a good half of those also are
Yeah,
you
who were
suck.
Good,
Yeah.
good. I hope your voice never comes back.
Yeah, because that's what the internet is for.
Yeah, exactly.
it's a
But
terrible
again,
place.
it's he found the right niche of it that was I don't even know if people knew about being a hater online. I mean, I guess they did, but with MySpace and
maybe,
shit,
but
Probably
Yeah.
wasn't as prevalent, maybe.
probably wasn't as bad.
Right.
Yeah. I can't imagine right now. It would be so
yeah.
brutal.
I'm sure it's hundreds
yeah.
of death threats and shit like
Totally,
that. It's-
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was interesting. Yeah, the tweeting, the videos of people lip syncing, girls lip syncing.
Young
So
girls.
cringy.
So funny. Yeah, and all of them being obsessed with marrying him. Looking back on it as more of an adult, I'm just why is this the pinnacle for young women?
Yeah.
It's oh, I'm gonna marry
Julie, I thought I
him.
saw you in one of those videos. Was that?
Oh, you
was that
definitely
accurate?
did.
You were one of the girls that knew the time he was born on, right?
Yeah. March 31st on a Tuesday. I don't know the time.
On a Tuesday was the last part.
Yeah, on a
It
Tuesday.
was 8 girls saying
so
that
weird.
in unison.
In
It was
unison.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's cultish. Yeah.
It's very cultish and then it was interesting too when they were interviewing that girl and her mom, and then her mom was talking about how her first concert was Michael Jackson, and it was a similar vibe. I was oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
That was a good. It's
yeah.
that is
Yeah.
this generation's equivalent of
Totally.
Yeah.
Very Have you guys seen the Elvis movie?
No.
I haven't yet, but
No.
it's similar vibe. I remember my grandma being obsessed with Elvis.
I just love. It makes me chuckle that him shaking his hips was so controversial back then. It
Yeah.
was oh, he's so sexual because he's moving
Totally.
his hips back and forth on
Yeah,
stage.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or
too
when
much.
he was interviewing doing the interview on stage, and the girls were there, and he was instructing them to scream or be quiet. I was the control that this young boy has over these girls. They were so on
Yeah.
time too.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's really wild. But
He opened the Q&A of does anybody have any questions? And the question they showed was how are you? He's just kind of I'm fine, I guess.
yeah.
That's what you want to ask?
That was her date question. That's as close as she was gonna get. How are you?
Great.
He's I'm fine, thanks. Next.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, very funny. Or parents too that were there and homemade t-shirt. The amount of effort and money that went into this
Yeah.
young kid, and then he kind of fucked it up. I mean, he's okay now, but
Yeah.
and his voice is going strong. In case anyone was curious, I
did
think
get
it's
better.
fine. He has a
Okay.
weird face thing happening, but otherwise he's okay. Did you see that?
Oh,
his,
yeah.
half
Wait,
his face
isn't
is
he-
paralyzed.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
seeing that.
Crazy. So
Whoa.
yeah,
hear
so
about that.
I'll tweet him later and say feel better for you guys.
He would appreciate that, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he reads his DMs still.
Yeah,
They're just
God.
Yeah.
feel better thinking of you.
How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
How are you?
Just
Yeah.
a million
It's such a
TMs
sweet
of, "How
question.
are you?"
Yeah, her parents probably
you?
spent thousands of dollars to get her into that Q&A, and that was her question. And they're the fuck?
Yeah, the
They've
camera
never been more
pans behind the
disappointed in her.
child
Yeah.
to see the parent, and the dad just smacks his
Yeah,
face.
he's
I'm
like,
like,
"What?"
that was the question.
It is funny in some of the shots, the concert shots, you can see dads literally just sitting down, being wanting to die, like
Hating
on the
their
floor
lives.
of this concert. Like they had to buy a ticket so their daughter wouldn't get like human trafficked, and then like they have to sit through that at normal speed whole concert.
At normal speed, that's right. That's a lot of time.
Yeah. So God bless any dads that were featured in Never Say Never. Anyways, well, thanks for watching it, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, don't thank us yet. Let's all say what our ratings are.
Ratings.
Julia, I think we know the answer to this. But on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Justin Bieber's Never Say Never for you?
I'm gonna go on par with like a little bit higher than critics and fans. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10.
That's it?
Okay.
It really watching it again, it didn't hold up for me as much as I was hoping it would. I really liked it when I first saw it. I was like, this is great. I'm so inspired by this. Not really, but it was just fun. But now it's like, I think following Justin Bieber for the last decade, it's kind of like lost its luster a little bit, being like, oh, geez, how did we get where we are?
What happened?
Well, we know what happened. This insane, like,
That's true.
He employed a man to just be his hype man / style, like,
Yeah.
the people around him crazy. But yeah, so it was wild, but it was fun to revisit. The songs bops, I'll stand by that. I'm a big fan of the songs.
That's fair.
Okay, all right.
Okay, let's
CJ.
hear it. Come on, bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, I watched this at 1.5 speed so I could get through it. I think I fast forwarded through the last 10 minutes because it was just the concert. I was like, yeah, I don't really have any interest in this. I think it's cool that he brings his circle of people on stage with him to celebrate at the end of the movie. That's fun. Seems like he was a nice boy. But yeah, I really don't think, like, in terms of this being
That's
music.
That's the quote for the show, by the way.
He was a nice
Everyone
boy.
thinks
Like,
you're
he
a
was
nice boy if you're being filmed.
Yeah, true. As far as like music documentaries go, though, like I don't think there's really anything special about this. Like it was fine.
Fair.
Like most of them, it's the same premise. It leads up to a big event. They cut back and forth, but like I learned maybe like 2 things about him throughout the whole documentary. Was like he is a good musician. He was a very good drummer. And like, I think I'm trying to think of one other thing that like some
that you learned.
Yeah, some creepy dude found him on YouTube.
Right.
I guess is the
you learned
the
the
other
name
thing.
of one song.
Yep, that's right.
That counts.
Yeah, learn the name of
No
another
supporting
song, so I'm up to
characters.
2.
No.
Yeah.
I learned that his fashion choices for those plaid button-up shirts was from his agent. That's another fun fact. So all in all, this is like a 4. It was fine.
That's fair.
I think there's better music documentaries out there.
Yeah, I feel like I at that time had probably not seen any other music documentaries as well. Now I feel like they're all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think I was just missing that. But I like the style of it. Maybe it was documentaries that I was like, oh, I like this storytelling style, but misplaced that onto being Justin Bieber. But anyways, all right, Ken, let's hear it. Hit me.
Okay. So this was a movie. They made it.
Right.
They did make
Exists.
it. They put some money
Did make
towards it.
Sure did. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly.
I'll take it.
The music sucked, but everything else was fine, I guess.
It's fine, I guess.
I didn't actively hate him as much as I did previously before watching this.
Incredible.
So,
And that was the goal, honestly. So we did it, everybody.
yeah, absolutely. I'm going to stick with what CJ said. 4 seems right. It's definitely not above a 5 because I'm never
Incredible.
going to watch this again.
Yeah.
But 4,
Honestly, higher than I was expecting.
it's not the worst thing ever. So 4 seems fine. That's
Yeah.
good.
For Snoop Dogg alone.
For his 2-second
4.
Yeah.
cameo.
His 2-second cameo, but
Absolutely.
he's so fucking funny. Like,
He is.
make Snoop Dogg. Have you seen him do the narrating Planet Earth?
No.
It's
Yes.
so good, you guys. It's so
sounds great.
funny. It's he's hysterical. Put him in everything.
Yeah. A waste in this. I don't think he even said a word, did he? We like saw that he was there
Who?
and then it cut away. Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah,
No,
did he
he
even
talked
talk
about
in
his
this
air
Yeah,
trailer?
bubble
he talked about the
things.
pigtails. He said just to get some pigtails.
Oh.
You missed that?
Yeah, I
that
missed
was
that
like
part.
the best part of the movie.
You must have skipped through that.
And then cool at the I guess cameos where no one said anything. You saw Will Smith, you saw Drake, you
Yeah.
saw
Drake just acknowledges the camera and then they cut away.
Nathan Grenier. What's it? Adrian Grenier?
I don't know.
The actor? I don't know. It's just very weird. Like, I don't know how they got people to like buy into the, like, is this Illuminati? I don't know. But like,
Yeah, maybe.
it's funny.
We're trying our
Anyways.
best. We'll get there one day.
Someday. We'll
working
figure it
our
out.
way up. Yep.
Well, you said you're never going to watch it again, but what does Justin always say?
What does he say, Ken?
What does he say, Ken?
If we learn
Never
one thing,
say-
it's never say never. So we'll
Never
see.
say never. The title track to Karate Kid starring Jaden Smith.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I think I watched that one.
No way. What?
That's why he was
great.
there. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways.
Cross promotion.
Cross promotion 1,000%. And then him talking about his hair, I was like, oh God, is this going to get racist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
was
teetered
really
on the
afraid that was gonna
line.
do
Yeah,
that.
I was
It was
really
scary.
worried. I think it ended up being
it's
okay.
okay. I think you
John
got
Chu
out
did the
alive,
edit.
We're going to cut there.
It's not. Yeah.
And we won't watch the rest of this. And
Right, exactly.
It was fine. We promise it was fine. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. He's already
Well,
been canceled.
Julia, thank you for coming on for the very last time.
Yeah,
I
thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun.
Do you have anything
Treasured memories.
to plug here at the end?
Not really. I guess you can follow me on Twitter to see any like reductress stuff that I'm doing. So that's at Julia Sells with a Z. Embarrassing, but can't change it. So don't know how. Don't know how. So if you want to follow that, you can. But feel free to not. Don't send me DMs. How are you? That's the only reason actually why you should follow me is to send me how are you. Feel better soon. Anyways, well, thanks guys for having me.
Yeah. I very
appreciate
much
you suffering through that.
Thanks again for
I
coming back
always love seeing your reductress headlines. They always make me
thanks.
laugh. They're very funny. Everyone should check those out for
Thank
sure.
you. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys never, I guess. See you never, but never say never.
That's right.
How
Never
many
say
times
never.
have I said never say never in this last hour? I don't know, but
I believe it was a lot. You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text us at USAK1591. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party.
oh no, they're here. The Overtalking Overlords have arrived. There are ghastly otherworldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode. Remind you, if you like the show, please go on iTunes and rate in a special review. Reviews would help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like this show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as we always say,
Never say never.
never say never.
Bye.
Good song. Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Julia Sullivan. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.